in this video, just so nobody tries to come sue me for, what's the word? Whenever like somebody tries to say something about somebody or something, and then they try to say, oh, they made my name look bad. Basically, first thing I'm gonna say is everything in this video is basically conspiracy. So you can believe what you want. Nobody really knows. Everyone's gonna decide what they believe, either A or B, yes or no. So there's only two ways to decide this sort of revelation on this sort of context here. So I mean, you either believe or you don't believe, or you either understand or you don't understand. So the revelation, first of all, everyone needs to know of. First of all, it kind of became real obvious to me, like that there was devil worshiping going on, and you know, basically the Illuminati. And it took me a while to realize, like, oh my gosh, it's the Illuminati. So first things first, Satan is an angel of light, and that why do you think the Illuminati is called the Illuminati? It's the to bring forth light, knowledge, understanding. Okay, so everyone in the Illuminati is enlightened. They're knowledgeable. They're in the know. So if anyone's ever felt like, oh man, they seem so connected, that's why, because it's part of the Illuminati. Now, what everyone needs to understand about all this, there's a lot to understand, and it's crazier. Okay, first of all, you got to ask yourself, oh, why do you always see the pyramids everywhere, and why is the pyramids so miraculous and so anonymous at the same time? It's like, how does everybody know about the pyramids, and then all of a sudden at the same time nobody knows about the pyramids? That is why, is because it's part of the Illuminati. That's their job, is to make sure that everybody knows about it, but at the same time, no, they don't want nobody to know about it. So they're gonna hide the fact of the matter of what their principalities are. So you're looking at their principalities. So it says here, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So that's the symbol. That's what is always symbolized by the pyramid, is to reach the highest point, the high places. So once you reach that highest point of the highest places, that's what it's talking about. So when it's talking about, you know, wrestling against the rulers of the darkness of this world, that ties into the influence of Satan, Lucifer. So he is basically leading everybody's thought process into corruption. Okay, it's hard to understand, it's hard to believe, but that's how they work. They want to normalize wrong trait of thought, bad trait of thought, and they're going to make it attractive because they know the science behind it. So the way this works, basically, when you're looking at the pyramid of Giza, it's to reach the highest point. Okay, so basically, it's Lucifer basically proving his point, making his point. Okay, that's what it's always been about for Lucifer. All he cares about is making his point, getting his point across to God. So this video is going to reveal, like, well, what is his point that he wants to get across? Okay, so the only point that Lucifer is trying to make and corrupt everybody with is that God should never have let this happen. That's why he's so angry and mad at everybody. And it even reveals it in the Bible. It'll say, "Oh, he has come down. He has been cast down to earth." You think about the entire saying of "you need to get down to earth." That's where that saying comes from. It's the revelation of what actually happened with Lucifer. God basically told Lucifer, you need to get down to earth. What that means is when someone says, hey, you need to get down to earth, is you need to face reality. You need to see the way things really are. So God basically punished Lucifer and said, you need to go see how things really are. So he was cast down to earth. So he was cast down to earth so he could see the way things actually are. And he's against that. He's battling against it. He's going to keep trying to make his point and get his point across to God and start the argument of, okay, well, how can this many people be wrong if we're supposedly wrong? And that's his job. That's what he's fighting for. Is, oh, I need to get witnesses. What do you think the great day of judgment is? The great day of judgment is when everybody takes sides and testifies for or against each other. So he's just trying to get his army of people on his side. And why do you think the ones who are rewarded by Lucifer get riches and famous, and then he treats them to riches? Is because he needs witnesses. He needs people on his side to say, hey, I'm on his side. Hey, he did me right. Hey, he's helping me out. So Lucifer goes both ways, to where he's gonna try to help you out, but at a price. He's gonna be like, oh, I'll help you out, but you need to be my witness. You need to testify on my behalf. But he's dreaming. That was the entire reason God was like, you need to go face reality. You need to see what's gonna happen. Because Lucifer gets ahead of himself. Remember, when he's an angel of light, he's quick. He's way ahead of the game. So he's already jumping to conclusions like, oh, I'm going to have enough witnesses on my side in my behalf, because that's the jury. The witnesses are the jury. So his entire goal is to get as many people on his side as he can. But he's forgetting that the entire point of him being punished was to realize, like, no matter what you try to do or whatever point you try to make, your entire day of judgment is coming. And you're going to be sadly mistaken if you think that your witnesses are going to be enough to get him to basically win the case. Think about it. Don't be stupid, okay? Do you think someone's going to go into God's courtroom and overrule God when he always existed and he knows more than Lucifer? And that was the entire point of why. So you have two people fighting against going to prove their point, going to gain their witnesses, going to get their jury, gonna get their moment of judgment. So it doesn't matter how many people want to go siding with Lucifer. That's not what this is about. It's not about what you decide is right or what you decide is wrong, because you're just one person. They are just one person. That's where this entire time, Lucifer's dreaming. He's been dreaming. That's what the definition of a dream is when somebody is trying to accomplish something that they will not have possession of. That's why when someone says, "Oh, I was dreaming," or "it's a dream," that's what it means. A dream is something that's not gonna happen, something that you will never have possession of, or at least that's what a real dream is. If it's not a dream, then it becomes real. So Lucifer has been dreaming. Okay, that's his problem. He's dreaming of, because he thinks he's smart. He thinks he's smart enough to, because you know how lawyers are. That's how lawyers are. They like to bend. That's why it always talks about the serpent, is because their power comes through the lies, through the speech, through language. So this whole time, he's just trying to manipulate the entire situation on, oh, well, all I gotta do is go in the courtroom and run my mouth off, and then I'm gonna walk away scot fucking free, because I can prove my fucking point. Why do you think he's sitting there taking on a whole argument of, oh, I'm gonna prove my point? Even if he has to go down fucking fighting for it or dying for it. It's because he's hard-headed. Because that God set him up. The reason God set him up is because Lucifer set everybody up. So God turned against Lucifer. You have to understand that it was Lucifer who was expected to turn against God to begin with. So that's why God has that right. He has the proof. And this was the entire thing that everybody had to see, of where God had his proof that, Lucifer's no good. He's untrustworthy. So this entire time that everyone keeps getting in trouble is because everybody is trusting the wrong people. You're listening to the wrong people. You're going with the flow. You're thinking that shit doesn't matter. Okay, I already proved in my videos, you can't take on the argument, oh, nothing fucking matters, nothing's gonna matter, when the entire existence of our universe dictates that everything matters, everything's going to matter. So that's his argument. That's what he's trying to prove to everybody. Oh, nothing fucking matters. The reason Lucifer is trying to take on the argument and prove his point that nothing fucking matters is because we exist in a holographic reality, which means God can write rules to the hologram, to the computer simulation, to however he wants it. And that's all Lucifer's trying to do, is add his lines of code into the hologram, into the computer. Okay? Because he is crazy. He's mental. He's psycho. And God has tried to tell him, no, you're not adding lines of code to my fucking goddamn creation. Why do you think Lucifer doesn't get the right to add his fucking goddamn code to the fucking universe? Because he's no good, he can't be trusted, and he's a piece of fucking shit that all he gives a fuck about is his own self, and he only wants to make his own self rich. Alright? That's what you people don't understand. It's the complete fucking opposite that's going to happen. Lucifer's trying to become the richest fucking person in all existence, okay? How do you think he's trying to become the richest person in all existence? By bankrupting everybody. By saying, hey, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me. Once enough people owe one fucking person, that makes them the richest fucking person. Okay? That's all he keeps doing, is bankrupting everybody. Making it so everybody fucking owes him. How do you do that? Is if you do something for somebody, they owe you. Why do you think all these people are getting so fucking rich off siding with Lucifer's? Because that's their part of the deal. Is like, okay, well, I'll fucking be on your side. I'll testify on your side. but you need to fucking do this for me. You need to fucking blah blah, whatever the deal or circumstance comes down to. Remember, we're in a computer simulation. So once you it's like a in a computer system, if you enable something or disable something, if it's enabled, you can't just disable something without the passcode. So as soon as they enable that they're willing to work with Lucifer, he encrypted and locked them out. Okay, because now they have no say. They can't argue against what he's gonna fucking potentially try to set into motion. So everybody, when you're first born, is granted that armor and protection against Lucifer, to where it's it's disabled, to where he can't do anything to you because it's unfair, and he will be punished for anything that is not enabled. It's only unless you enable it. If you basically shake hands with the devil, okay? So only when someone is willing to shake hands and work with the devil can he actually start fucking everybody over. Because he has evidence. That's how everything works. That's what the great day of judgment is. So soon as you enable that you're okay with owing his ass, he's gonna be on your fucking goddamn doorstep, bankrupting your shit, throwing all your fucking shit out of your fucking house, claiming it as his own. And you enabled it. So you can't go into the great day of judgment and say, hey, I'm not okay with this, because Lucifer's gonna fucking pull the evidence out and say, bullshit, they're okay with it. They enabled it. They okayed it. So you people can't okay that shit. You can't fucking enable. It's a computer system. As soon as you enable the computer system to fuck your shit out the water, you can't stop it. Why do you think it only gets worse and worse and worse? It's because nobody fucking understands why it's happening or how it's happening or that it's even going to happen. Because when people don't understand the true concepts of what the fuck is happening or the true risk of what the fuck is going down, they get fucking fucked over. So the whole point of the pyramids of Giza is it's the revelation of the highest point of perspective, okay? So this whole time there's been somebody who has the highest point of perspective, who's able to prove his point, make his point. Why do you think everything you see going on in this entire existence doesn't make sense? It's like, how the fuck do we go from being able to fucking create fucking something so insane like the pyramids to not even knowing how the fuck it's even done? It's because that's the signs of total annihilation, total takeover, you know? Because when you're dealing with the most dangerous person in the universe, that's how they operate, you know? They are not gonna make it obvious, okay? It's obvious, it's only 50% obvious. That's his goal. That's how he works, is, oh, I'm only gonna make it 50% obvious. How do you make something 50% obvious? Where is if you don't say anything about it, but you basically signal with sign language or symbology or art. So that's there, because the more they can show you and then you don't listen, the more it's worth to Lucifer. Why do you think it's getting more and more thrown out of the bag? Or the whole term goes, oh, the cat's out of the bag. Why do you think it's always been something that's been bubbling up to where it's becoming more and more and more obvious is because it's reaching a crescendo point where he's already got so many people in debt to where he wants more. It's never enough for that guy. So he's trying to go all the way. He's trying, basically what you're looking at is Lucifer trying to take hostage to the entire universe, to all of humanity. That's his goal. Oh, I'm going to take hostage to every person that God ever created. Why do you think that's the point he's trying to make? Is because he's trying to make a point across to God like, hey, you should have never made me this powerful because you're never going to be able to stop me. And do you know how stupid Lucifer is to be that fucking naive and hard-headed, thinking, oh, you're never gonna be able to stop me because you made me too fucking powerful. And that was his entire point, is you should have never let this happen. So all his witnesses are trying to take on the whole same argument. Oh, you should have never let this happen. You should have never let him fucking, take me hostage. What, I'm not worth anything to you? And do you know how quick God's gonna take that challenge when you're dealing with the all-powerful creator of the fucking universe? Do you know how big of a fucking joke this is to the creator when someone's gonna try to take his fucking people hostage and try to fucking come run the fucking game on him? God took that fucking challenge in a heartbeat. Why? I'm not telling anybody anything unless you go watch my previous videos. Because we do not need for every single detail to be known without somebody having interest in understanding, the justice behind this knowledge. So we're not going to go spoon feeding some fucking dumb shits. We're just going to go side on Lucifer's side and not know what the fuck is even happening. So only unless anyone has desire of coming closer to the creator is that hidden for you people to find. Because I don't leave answers laying around for demons to fucking embark upon and fucking know about. I hide that shit because it's putting people into debt. I noticed what Lucifer is doing, and I'm doing the exact same fucking thing he's doing. He doesn't want to make it fucking obvious. Well, neither do I. I ain't gonna make that shit fucking obvious. I ain't gonna go fucking letting everyone fucking know every goddamn detail when I already know that I know more than everybody. Do I really want somebody fucking becoming powerful enough on Lucifer's side that they can just go wreck and destroy humanity? No, I want these motherfuckers to be as weak as they're ever gonna be so that they fuck their own selves over and then they fucking look stupid as fuck. That's exactly what God is doing also. He's making all these fucking dumb shits look stupid as fuck. Trying to say, oh, you don't think I didn't think about your asses when this entire time he thought about everybody. It's just the problem is when everything spirals out of control, everything spirals out of control. There's no stopping it. Okay? And that's the problem. Is there was infinite amounts of simulations to where he has come to the conclusion of, okay, well, this is something that's always going to happen. This is something that's always going to happen. You're always going to have somebody that wants to do God's job. Why do you think God made an example out of Lucifer? This is what this is all about. Everybody always wanted to do God's job, right? Okay, so that always happens when we're dealing with the infinite amounts of infinities in existence. Somebody always wants to do God's job. Okay, well now God made an example out of Lucifer. It's like, okay, well, you people are sadly mistaken if you people want to do my job. And this is why. This is why you're all mistaken if you people think, oh, I want to do God's job. So everybody always wants to do God's fucking job, and then he had to fucking basically show one person. He showed one goddamn person to make an example out of him on why it's not a good idea. It's not a good fucking idea for somebody to want to do my fucking job. The reason it's not a good idea for anybody to want to do God's job is because there's too much fucking shit that you gotta do, and there's too much fucking shit that you gotta know. And what happened, you're looking at Lucifer. He wanted to fucking do God's job the most. That's why he was selected. He was selected to be punished because he was the one who was the most interested in wanting to fucking do God's job. And as soon as God showed him how to do God's job, he betrayed God and he went against him. And that's why God was like, you people don't understand that this is not what you people want. Trust. And why do you think this entire time, as soon as God taught Lucifer how to do God's job, he went fucking crazy? Is because God kept teaching him more shit, more shit, more shit, more. God knows how long God had to keep teaching that dumb motherfucker how to do God's job. And then Lucifer was infuriated because he realized after it was too late, like, that's not what I want. If I could go back, I would have never wanted to do God's job because he's sitting there fucking going mental, fucking having to know all this fucking shit, needing to know this, needing to know that, and that was God's way to punish Lucifer. That was his first punishment, because he already knew that Lucifer was going to go against him and betray him. So God had no problem with fucking driving his ass crazy and fucking his ass over. Okay? So I think it's fucking hilarious, because God drove that motherfucker crazy. He fucking probably schooled his ass for thousands of fucking years. Billions of fucking years for all we know. And then Lucifer totally lost his fucking mind. Because he's all like, why the fuck did you even teach me all this shit when you could have just done it yourself? But the whole reason that God had to make an example out of Lucifer is because that's our nature. That's how reality is. Everybody always has that curiosity of, oh, could you show me how to do your job? And then that's how God is. If that's what everybody wants, if you people want to fucking know how to do his job, he works in a way where fine, I'll show you if you guys want to make it such a big fucking deal. Of course, if it was up to him, he wouldn't have showed anybody how to do his fucking job, because he already knows it's stupid. It's going to get everyone in goddamn trouble. It's going to start this whole fucking war. And that's what happened. God had to show Lucifer how to do his fucking job, and now what? Now you got Lucifer. He's the most dangerous fucking person known to existence, known to humanity. And now all he does with everything God taught him and showed him how to do his job is take people hostage. That's it. So all he is a fucking terrorist. That's it. And that's why God could not wait to capture his ass and stop his ass, because he knew. It's like, okay, well, you don't think I'm ever going to be able to fucking stop you? Challenge accepted. Bang. Now, what's happening? His ass is going to this great day of judgment, and he will be sentenced for every single goddamn crime that was ever committed on everybody and his own self. He's responsible for all of the corruption. But everybody's responsible for all of the corruption. But the way it works is you're only responsible for what happened to your own self and what you potentially did to other people. So you're basically looking at, oh, you're only dealing with a situation at times one of a problem, where Lucifer's dealing with the situation that's at times billions of a problem, because he is the one who wanted to start the goddamn fight. He thought he could get away with it. Why do you think a dumb motherfucker's gonna do all this shit? It's because he thought he's gonna get away with it. Why do you think he thought he was gonna get away with it? It's because that's how criminals work. They don't leave evidence. There's no trace. Why do you think this entire time there's been no evidence? There's been no trace. There's only been slight amounts of evidence and slight amounts of traces of what is actually going on. And that's what my job is as one of the elect. Okay, God's elect. I was chosen to reveal what the fuck is happening, because it's what God needed. That's what God needed. Lucifer didn't think anyone would ever figure out all of the details. That's why he's taking on this entire role. Alright, so first and foremost, that's why I'm warning everybody, and I release this information and I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not scared of any motherfucker when I already have God the Almighty gonna be fucking destroying all of the Illuminati and the entire order. So I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of any of these motherfuckers. They need to be afraid of me. Why do you think they need to be afraid of me? It's because I know the secret formula. I know how to fuck people over. I know how to put your ass in debt. I know how to get your ass in more trouble. I know how to fuck you over more than you can ever possibly imagine. So these people need to be afraid of me, because I'm the one who's going to get them in trouble. And they're trying to flip the script. They're gonna try to be the people like, oh, I'm going to be the one that gets everybody in trouble. Bullshit. That's what I was basically sent. That's my ability, is to. I'm not saying I'm greater than any particular one person. It's just what I chose to do. It's what I learned. It's what I understand. Everyone's different. And I'm teaching everybody what I understand, because I'm no different than everybody. I'm just another fucking person. So, first of all, if anyone wants to come trying to wage war on me on the behalf of fucking Lucifer, you can kiss your ass goodbye real fucking quick, because I've already made contact with God through telekinesis. I already know what's going to happen. So I think it's funny if someone thinks they're going to come try to fuck me over, because guess what's going to happen if anyone tries to fuck me over? You will be in the most trouble. Because that's how this shit works. Whoever does the most gets the most. I'm doing the most to stop this shit. And if you're going to go doing the most to try to continue this shit, you're going to get in the most motherfucking trouble. Be my motherfucking guest. I don't give a shit who wants to come get their ass in trouble. Because I will drop every motherfucker trying to fuck with me. And I know exactly what these motherfuckers are trying to do. And we can't be mad at these people because they didn't necessarily truly know. They lost control of themselves. They're hostages, okay? If someone's a hostage, they aren't of the highest priority. The ones who are of the highest priority of who needs to be stopped is the ones who are taking hostages to humanity. Those are the ones who are fucked. Because God is a master with mathematician. He's a master mathematician. So he can accurately, basically, attribute and sentence everybody to a fair sentence based on what they chose to do. And guess what? As soon as someone crosses the motherfucking line and tries to fuck with me, and they know who the fuck I am, and they know what the fuck I'm doing, your ass is done. You're fucked. And I'm just going to tell you guys the truth. The truth about hell is it's 50% real, okay? And the reason it's 50% real is it could be eternal, but it's only based on if the equation is balanced. So if nobody balances the equation, it won't be infinite, okay? So we're talking there are different magnitudes of punishment. So, the ones who do the most get the most. So God works in a way God works in a way where we're supposed to be eternal beings. We're not supposed to die. He holds the keys over death. And what that means is he can put you in a fire and you don't have to die because you're in a computer system. Okay? And that's what the whole argument with Lucifer is going on about, is he's all basically saying, oh man, we need to modify this, we need to modify that. Okay, give it up already. I don't know why the fuck he didn't fucking realize he was gonna get so fucked over, and it took him this fucking long to realize that God was setting his ass up. God set his ass up because that's how he works. God doesn't do anything unless there is solid evidence. If there's proof, if the shit happens. See, that's how he works. Just because he knows everything that's going to happen, that doesn't play as evidence until it happens. Nothing matters until it happens. So remember, your existence can be simulated infinite amounts of times. So in those infinite amounts of simulations, you could have been Lucifer. That doesn't fucking matter in those other simulations unless it happened or it did or it's going to happen. Okay, so that's the only thing that ever matters, is what happens and if it happens. So now you're dealing with the order of operation on the level of everything happening. So the ones who they're gonna try to fucking take on the argument, oh, why didn't you fucking remember, he tried to work miracles throughout this simulation as much as he could, but when shit spirals out of control, you're always gonna see a magnitude of people get fucked over. So it's not like anyone's being selected or fucking pinpointed against, right? Because it's just the law of averages. When you're dealing with 7 billion people, you're bound to run across people who get fucked over. That's just the way it works, because that's what happens when everybody wanted for God to leave everybody alone. If now everybody knows what happens if God leaves everybody alone. If God leaves everybody alone, everyone's going to get into trouble. And this is what happens every time God leaves everybody alone. Everybody gets taken hostage, and then he tries to collect the fucking payment. Like, you owe me, pay me. And he's all thinking it's in the bag. Except he forgot that the Creator was going to get his witnesses. Okay, so I think it says in the Bible or in the Revelation that there were 10,000 witnesses called upon to be God's elect. So will you be one of the 10,000 fucking witnesses that are called upon God's elect to fucking rise up against this bullshit and save these fucking people? So we're not against these people. We're just trying to save them. We're trying to help them. We're just trying to let everybody know what happened. Hey, they got fucked over. They got fucking taken hostage. Watch out. So they're signaling, like, why do you think they always throw up the 666, the pyramid, and the all-seeing eye? Is because one of the verses says he signals with signs or something. Okay? Remember, when somebody shows a sign, it's normally a sign for help. They're trying to signal, help, help. But at the same time, they're also trying to fucking call more people into the order. So anyway, I'm fucking everybody over because I'm revealing the truth, and I can't wait to fuck somebody over, like some dumb motherfucker who doesn't believe me. That's why this whole thing is going on to begin with, is because nobody fucking believes God himself. Or do you think I don't fucking already know that you people, that there's gonna be some people who don't believe me? I already know some people aren't gonna believe me, and I can't wait till I fuck them over, and I want to fuck them over as much as I can, and I'm gonna get every motherfucking person in as much goddamn trouble as I can, because that's exactly what God is doing. He's gonna fuck over every motherfucking person that he can and get as many people into goddamn trouble as he can in order to stop this shit. Until they realize, like, oh man, it's not worth it. I don't want to get into trouble anymore. Why the fuck did I? And I can't wait till you fuck yourself over if you're gonna be some dumb motherfucker, you know, thinking that I'm making this shit up or it doesn't make sense or it's not real, and then you realize how close you could have become to being one of the 10,000 of God's elect to destroy this shit. Because whether or not you fucking want this shit to be destroyed, it's gonna be destroyed, and it's not gonna be going on. Because we don't stand for this shit. Nobody stands for this shit when we know about this shit. And now I want to make sure everybody understands one of the biggest concepts of this. Alright? Who do you think is going to get in the most trouble when we go to the great day of judgment? Adam and Eve. They're in the most trouble. They were in the most trouble from the very beginning, and they're going to be in the most trouble at the very end. Why do you think they're the ones who are going to be in the most trouble? Because they didn't fucking listen. That's what happens when you don't fucking listen. I blame Adam and Eve, but I blame Eve. Why do I put the blame on Eve? Because she ran around listening to the wrong person and trusting the wrong person. Like a stupid fucking dumbass. Because that's the nature of our reality, is everybody doesn't even notice that they're listening to the wrong people. It's like, why are you talking to somebody you don't even fucking know? How fucking dumb are you fucking people?